Well, g'day everyone, it's NQ Explorers again. Today I'm at my on my sixth hunt at the site of a forward Royal Australian Air Force operational air base that was in use in the Second World War in the far north of Cape York, again, which was used for operational sorties against New Guinea, particularly by Beauforts of 7 Squadron, and also there were Vengeance and Kitty Hawk, Spitfires and Boomerangs all passed through here, of course, and all the DC-3s and C-47s and all the support aircraft. But I'm back over at, just as you have another look at the wreck of this Beaufort here. This is tail number A9190. Didn't actually crash during the war. It crashed just after the war in November 1945. There were 7 personnel on board. Fortunately, no one was injured, which is a great story. It was ferrying, repatriating RAAF personnel back from Port Moresby. It had an engine out over the Coral Sea, so it diverted into here and crash landed. And the remains have been here ever since. So no metal detecting here though. This is a historical wreck. Where I'm actually detecting is several kilometres away on the other side of the strip where the main personnel encampment was. So anyway, this is a look at the old Beaufort again. This is, as you can see, here's the port and starboard wings in front of us. The nose section isn't here. The tail's just up over there. And down to the left is the main wing area, but that's fairly overgrown. It's not really visible. Anyway, so we'll get on with the hunt and I'll be back shortly with the first find. Okay, well, very first target of the hunt. That area up in there is where I've been finding the majority of items on this site. Coins, badges, buckles. And the cockatoos having a bit of a say too. Now I've sort of come around a bit further out into the scrub here to try to find any other encampments. I came around this area, between these 2 trees, got a lovely signal, scraped the ground once, and I think I got a big silver florin. Literally the first target of the hunt. Unbelievable. Yes, it is. It's a florin. Look at that. 1943. Unbelievable. I didn't, I mean, I've been here so many times, I didn't think there'd be too much left in this one small area I've been hunting, but there you go. That just goes to show you. I'll just give it a clean and we'll have a look at it. Well, there she is. It's a beautiful 1943 florin, which the flies also love, I might add. That must have been just about a sunbaker, that coin. One scratch of the leaf litter and that thing came out of the ground. It wasn't really very deep down. It looks like it may have been in the sun, that coin, but that'll clean up beautifully. Look at that, 1943. Once again, it'll be 12, maximum 12 months, 2 years old when it was dropped. Beautiful big silver coin. On we go. Well, I just put this florin up on this old fallen log to have a look at it. The interesting thing about florins is that in 1938, when they went to the new style of florin, it just says florin. There's no denomination on the coin, and it was the same for the shilling. Of course, a florin is 2 shillings, 24 pennies, and a shilling is 12 pennies. And this, during the World War II, this was quite amusing because the American servicemen in Australia were totally confused by this ridiculous currency, which had no denomination on it, being used to, as they were, of the American decimal system, $1.100. So a florin in Australia is just referred to as 2 bob or a florin. So like I said, there's no denomination on the coin, so there's no value printed on the coin, and the same with the shilling. So it caused a lot of mix-ups in pubs and that sort of thing early on when Americans were trying to get their change. Anyway, on we go.
We were taking in the scenery when suddenly the scenery really improved. These girls looked like they were waiting for someone like us. We have to learn everything the hard way. They really grow big men down here. We figured the only guys who win a Yank-Aussie row are the nips. And I guess they figured it that way too. They seemed like a couple of regular guys, and when they'd learned we'd never seen the inside of an Australian beer glass, they decided we needed some education.
Well, my next target's a live 303 round, which abound on this site. This is loaded with ammunition. This place, live ammunition, 45 ACP, 303, 50 caliber, and 20mm. This one's a looks like it's a Mark 7. I think it's an MH head stamp, so that'll be 42 or 43. I can't quite get the year off it. Yeah, I also noticed on my hunting with the big double D coil again today, the 14x10. This has served me well over at that casualty clearing station site. Principally, of course, you can cover so much ground with this coil. In these sites, they have no trash and fairly well distributed targets, so you can get a lot of ground covered, and also because it's a lot heavier to swing, it actually is better in the long grass because it pushes the grass aside. So anyway, on we go. Well, how about this target? It gave only a mid-tone, but I think it's a crown from a very small king. Now, I don't think there's any royal visits here during the war. What could that be? It's squashed flat. It's obviously circular originally. I'll see if I can open it up and determine what that is and see if there's any markings on it. That is strange. Maybe some sort of ornate fitting for a light or something like that. Well, this target's medium to high tone, as I've dug it out of the ground and it's in the heap here. Just let you have a listen to it. That sounds good. Perhaps it is presenting well to the core, but it could be, in the past I've found that those 303 holes, if they're splayed, will sound like that. Or will register like that anyway. But it could be a coin. Oh look, it is. It's a coin. It's a penny. You beauty. Oh look at... No, I thought it was a Commonwealth penny. Oh, it is. It is a Commonwealth penny. Well, that'll explain the mid-tone. Okay, well I'll get that a good clean and we'll see what we've got here. Well, actually, this is a 1936 Commonwealth penny, King George V. Not too bad really. There's a little bit of edge corrosion on that by the look of it, but all in all a pretty good coin. Okay, on we go. Look, I've taken the leaf litter and a couple of inches off the top of the soil there. This sounds like it may be a pretty good find. It may be another coin, but it could be a button or a buckle, or just a flat piece of cut copper or something. But we'll go live and see what we come up with. I'll apologise with the messiness of this dig before I start it really, because once again a no pro pointer. That's down south with Mrs. NQ, and this big coil makes it a bit difficult. Well, where's she gone? Still in the hole by the sound of it. Often the little coins like the Sixpences, you get down to them and you flip them over, or they move a bit, and the signal can get can disappear altogether, or you can get really scratchy, but it'll still be there somewhere. Okay, out of shot there. It's in the mullock heap here. Up in here. Sounds reasonably good actually. Let's see what we've got. Up in the top here somewhere. This takes too long, I'll shut the camera down. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Up in here, I think. Ah, look, it's a coin. Just disturbed it. Another penny, what a beauty. It's a 44 kangaroo, ripper. Well, that's great. 3 coins on this hunt, and actually I've probably only dug a dozen targets, 3 of which have been coins, and the rest have been pretty much live 303 bullets, and that crown, good one. Well, that's a good signal, about 2 metres from that penny I just dug, so I'll dig this one up and I'll get the camera back in action once I get it up in the mullock heap. Back shortly. Okay, well that target came out in just a couple of scratches, so probably only 3 inches deep. Could be a coin because it's ringing fairly high, but it does drop back now and then. Maybe a button, but find out shortly. Just in here somewhere. Oh, she's loving that now. In this hand somewhere. Yes, another penny. Beauty. And another kangaroo, is it? Yes. I think it's another 43 kangaroo. But that's a nice coin, that one. That's in good condition. I'll just give it a quick clean and we'll get a proper date off that one. Just a quick field clean there without scratching it too much. It's a 43 Kangaroo, and I found a lot of these 43 pennies in this site, as you'd expect given the time frame, 1942, 43, 44, that the Air Force was here. Well, here's a target I haven't found many of in this site. It's a blank 303. Look at the primer on that thing, it's like new. Beautiful. Well, using this big 14-inch double D today is already paid off in this country. You can punch into this country a lot harder than you can with the 10.5-inch core, which is A, lighter, doesn't push the scrubber side as well, and the big core, you don't have to get as close to the ground obviously to get the targets, which in this site are not ever terribly deep, 3 to 4 inches maximum. So anyway, this country here was pretty hard to push into, but I'm ploughing through it with this big core, and I got a lovely signal here. I've just scraped the ground. This is a kind of example. Like I didn't have the coil anywhere near the ground, and I got a lovely signal there. So I don't think the 10.5. I have been through this spot, and the 10.5 didn't find a lot of stuff. So that's probably why. It was too small, and it just didn't get around this grass properly. Anyway, we'll have a dig here and see what we come up with. Well, that dig was a coin. It's a beautiful little halfpenny, and I haven't got many halfpennies out of this site. It's a 1943 kangaroo halfpenny, King George VI. Which is usually get a lot of halfpennies in relation to the other coins, but I have not found a lot of halfpennies here. But you know, once again, that may be because that was a smaller coin, and in that long grass, the bigger core was able to find it. So that's great. Well, over in that area in front of me, there's the 4 concrete foundation posts for an old water tank stand, and there's several concrete slabs in there, which may have been office buildings or administration buildings for the Air Force squadron. To our right is the main mess and eating area, and in between I've got another silver coin by the look of it. It was very, very shallow. It must have been nearly a sunbaker just under the leaves, and I think it's a little sixpence. Looks good. She rang up beautifully high there, and oh yeah, it's a beautiful sixpence. Look at that. Okay, we'll get a date and we'll be back shortly. Well, she's a 42D Denver Mint sterling silver sixpence. Look, that condition of that coin there is as dug. That was literally half an inch possibly under the this sandy soil, and I'd say that was the king side. The obverse was upward, but have a look at that beautiful coin. Okay, on we go. Well, that's where I just dug that sixpence, 2 feet away. Another beautiful signal, somewhat deeper this time though. It wasn't the surface scratch like the sixpence, and it's in this little stack here. Sounds good for another coin. Unbelievable run of coins in this area, but perhaps not. Once again, it's obviously accommodation areas. You stumble on them. There's big quiet spots in these sites, and you stumble onto these areas where there's a concentration of targets. Oh, look, it's a coin. It's a penny. It's a sixpence and a penny together. One deep and one shallow. Good one. Another kangaroo, probably. I'll subtitle a date on that coin. It's more than likely a 43 kangaroo, as they predominate on this site. Okay, I was just about to fill that hole back in. Check your holes in this mullock heap where I just pulled that penny out. There's another coin, so there's 2 coins are in that hole. Let's see what this one is. Notice we're getting this little fragments of broken beer bottle. Obviously it's an accommodation tent or something. Let's see what we've got here. Somewhere else in here, another coin. Let's say that. Oh, she's ringing up beautifully. I've got a handful of broken glass too, which is great with no gloves. In here somewhere. Right, that's the glass. Yes, another penny. 2 pennies lying together probably. Hey, that's a Commonwealth penny, eh? I'll clean that one and get a date. That's a good, nice old King George V. So there's 2 pennies and a sixpence in the one spot. Well, that one's a 1934 King George V Commonwealth penny. Okay, we'll check this hole. No more signals, but there'll be more in this area. We'll keep at it. Well, the next target directly adjacent, those 2 pennies and the sixpence spill, is a 50 caliber hole, U43, followed by a 50 caliber projectile. Okay, the next one's a big one. It's a 20mm cannon shell, US round, M21A1, 1942, and I think the head stamp is NECO, Nico. I'll subtitulate information on that munitions works anyway. That's in pretty good condition. There's a little bit of a nick up the top here, but she's not squashed like the last one I found, so that's a ripper, 20mm shell. Well, this one was just a one-way high tone from the surface, fairly jumpy, which either indicates it's rubbish or it's a coin on edge or something on edge, a buckle maybe, but we'll have a look and see what's here. It's come out of the hole now. It sounds a lot better, but so it may have been a target on edge, but often the one-way signal was a high conductivity though, so that was that's promising. We'll see what we get. Maybe a coin or a buckle. Okay, we've got it in the hand. Sounds good now that it's getting closer to the coil. In this hand. Okay, what do we got here? A little silver sixpence, you ripper. And it looks very worn. It's a King George V, 1916 by the look of that. I'll just give it a clean and confirm that back shortly. Yes, it is a sterling 1916 King George V sixpence. Quite worn, of course, as you'd expect with a coin that age, which was dropped in the 1944, 43, 45 perhaps. But yeah, what a great find. Like I said, it was only a really scratchy signal from the surface, so it wasn't presenting properly to the coil the way it was laying in the soil. Okay, on we go. Well, I've just discovered a nice little campsite here that I've not come across before. Neatly organised beer bottles, all in a line, nose down, still a 1943, 1944 beer bottles. They're arranged in like little, I've seen this before, they arrange them in little like edges of garden beds, and with the walkways in between, and they might add a little sort of garden arrangements in here. All 1943, 44 beer bottles. And there's a couple of cordial bottles, more over here, all lined up neatly. These the boys are put in the ground. More down here, in an L shape, while they run right across there. Oh, there's dozens and dozens of them. It's a big area of beer bottles. Well, I'll hunt around here for a while. Okay, well the next target, quite shallow, is a Albright nickel silver spoon. Dessert spoon. Good one. Okay, another camp area. The next target, which was a result of a good solid signal at about 4 inches, is a lovely webbing buckle. Okay. I just came to this clear patch of red dirt and I've got this lovely webbing buckle. So I'll just hang around here for a little while, see what comes out. Well, it's getting a bit late in the day now. I'm going to finish the hunt up. I hope you've enjoyed watching that as much as I've enjoyed being out here today. And we've had some great finds there today that started off with that Florin, which was sensational. Nice run of coins there all together, a 3-coin spill. Some nice ammunition pieces, buckles, webbing buckles and the like. So anyway, best of luck on your next trip, everyone, and happy hunting. Bye for now.
To share a glass of beer is to share a new friendship. So we cashed in. Sometimes the beer is warm, Dad, but they've had to get used to it that way. And it's got a kick like a kangaroo. It looked more like a bargain counter than a bar. I never saw so many people packed in such a tight place. But these bars are only open a couple of hours a day.